gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to Don Isle Field. Today, President's Athletic presents the Women's Soccer Tournament Championship. Game notes and programs can be found in the boxes next to the bleachers. Time to meet today's starting lineup. First, for Waynesburg. Our junior in goal, number 0, yes, Lisa. A sophomore on defense, number 6, Natasha Ward. A junior on defense, number 8, Waverly Moore. A junior at forward, number 9, Haley Gilchrist. A junior at defense, number 10, Amanda Smith. A sophomore at forward, number 13, Amanda Puckett. A freshman at midfield, number 17, Ryan White. A sophomore at defense, number 22, Abby. A junior at defense, number 29, Jocelyn Stiflis. A senior at midfield, number 30, Brandon Riddlegold. And a junior at forward, number 37, Jules Moorbacher. The Yellow Jackets are coached by George D'Agostino. It's now time to meet Oak Grove City Wolverines. A junior in goal, number 0, Maddie Bell. A junior at forward, number 5, Megan Gishler. A freshman at defense, number 7, Sammy Water. A junior at defense, number 9, Ashley Kelly. A junior at forward, number 10, Corey Stevenson. A sophomore at midfield, number 11, Kiara White. A freshman at forward, number 15, Lauren Lugana. A freshman at forward, number 16, Emily Horst. A junior at defense, number 20, Hannah Costa. A senior at midfield, number 21, Natalie Luca. And a senior at defense, number 22, Carly Heller. She is assisted by Maggie Boyle. Your referees for today's game are Saki Hansas, Alex Bruno, and Aaron Buckley.
We welcome you to the campus of Grove City College. It's part 2 of this soccer championship Saturday here in the President's Athletic Conference. Nick Schmeg here alongside Kevin Zilmansky. The Grove City men picked up a 1-0 victory earlier today, defeating Franciscan in the men's soccer championship. That was their first program victory in 20 years. But today, this afternoon, now we have the women's rendition of the PAC Soccer Championship. And we've got different storylines here. Grove City hosting Waynesburg. Grove City looking for their third straight championship, and Waynesburg looking for their first of this century.
Yeah, I was going to say, Nick, it hasn't been that long for the women as the men for Grove City, the Wolverines. We are back here again for the championship match between Waynesburg and Grove City, and with the fee we have to pay to Pat Rowley, they're looking for the three-peat right here today against Waynesburg. These two teams played on the 29th of October. It was a 4-0 victory by Waynesburg. And then these two teams...
By Grove City. 4-0 Grove City, yeah.
Grove City. I even have it here, GC4. I don't know why I read it backwards.
It was at Waynesburg, though.
It was at Waynesburg. Grove City won 4-0. I don't know why I got that wrong. And they were the top two seeds entering the playoffs. 10-0-1 were the Wolverines. Yellow Jackets were 8-1-2. Doing it on both ends, Nick. Grove City scored 49, allowed only 2. Waynesburg scored 31, allowed only 8. Maybe we'll get into some of the other numbers when we have a moment here.
Yeah, Grove City quickly off to the attack. They're in the all-white with red trim right to left. And Waynesburg in the all-black, a little bit of gray in their classic orange trim left to right. But yes, Kevin, this is a Grove City team that has not allowed a goal in 911 minutes and 7 seconds entering today. That's a 10-game shutout streak. You got to go back to September 27th in a draw to see their last goal allowed. That was 1-1 against Allegheny.
Let me check. Yeah, that's a long time.
Waynesburg having a historic season themselves. Their only loss in the conference was to the top-seeded Wolverines. Like you said, 4-0. That was last week. So these teams met in the regular season finale very recently, fresh in each other's minds.
Yeah, if you're the Wolverines and your coach, Melissa Lammy, like, it's interesting to me, Nick, when you play teams, you know, how much do you want to give them a new look? How much do you want to do things differently? But if you have a 4-0 win, maybe you don't want to as they attacked on the left flank.
Crossed into the box. Grove City looking for the attack up top. They send this down to Carly Keller. Back all the way from the defensive third playing up. Header toward the net, and that goes over the bar.
So just to be quickly fair to the audience, we have a couple blind spots that are near based on where we are perched above the field here. So we'll do the best we can. But an early possession down there, got a cross in for the Wolverines that went over the bar. Here they have an interception.
That was Lauren Mahana who had the missed header. That shot came from
White.
Kiara White. Yep.
That was a good flick.
So a lot of early aggression. If you didn't see the men's game, we had a ton of shots in the first 5 minutes. Had a penalty kick saved by Grove City in the 6th minute of play. So that game started flying right out of the gates. And similarly, a ton of energy here. Part of that, you're just having those kind of championship nerves and all of that hype that you've been waiting so long for.
You just want to get it into the match, get some run. Maybe you bump shoulders with someone. That was a good steal by White, working down that left flank again and got the cross in. And that was caught by the starting goaltender, Lex Greenleaf. She enters the championship match, having appeared in 18 games, allowed 10 goals, has a 0.59 goals against, 79 saves, a record of 14-2-2, save percentage of 88.8%. Shutouts, or it says SHO. Is that the
shutouts?
shootout?
Yeah.
Shutouts 10? That doesn't make sense. They got like a percentage. My mistake. See that? Or is that?
Yeah, the shutout stat is kind of weird. The first number you see is solo shutouts, and then the second number is if they're combined.
Gotcha. So she was.
So 10 shutouts is the long story short for her,
10
which
shutouts.
is really good. She has started all but one game this year as that went right across the face of the net. And her .890 save percentage is 21st best in Division III. So that's a tough opponent to get around. Now, Grove City has some history there. They were able to put 4 past her just this past week. That was a 38th minute goal from Waters, a 69th minute goal from White, and then they put 2 late past her. Mahana had an 88th, and Stevenson with a 90th minute goal.
And to our right, starting goal temp is number 00, Maddie Mills. She's appeared in 18 games also. 17 goals against, 1.03 goals against average, which seems kind of high considering how they dominated.
Good opportunity toward the net. They had to cut it back. That was Kiara White once again looking to strike.
Mills, 71 saves, 81 save percentage, 12, 4, and 2, 7 shutouts, 4 combined. And Nick, I think we see early on that the Wolverines prefer to attack areas on this left flank with White. She's been very involved early on, using the left foot to get some crosses into the box.
Yeah, one of the top offenses in the PAC, second in most categories. Waynesburg's offense is statistically first in most categories because they've had some huge wins this season. As this gets crossed back in from Grove City. Got to take some of the numbers with a grain of salt. Some of
Two double digits they scored.
Yeah, their non-conference games, notably, they put up a 15 spot on Keystone College, 15-0 win there. They beat La Roche 8-0, and then in the conference, both of these teams defeated Teal 11-0. So these are teams that like to score.
And also 8-0 against Bethany. So how do you get the championship? You excel on both ends of the pitch, and we'll see which one can impose their will here today.
So it's a really good sign when a 6-0 win is just your 5th best game of the season offensively. And that came against Carlo earlier this year in non-conference play for the Yellow Jackets. This gets crossed into the box, cleared out. Back in for Grove City, trying to line something up, and what a save that is for Lex Greenleaf. Tori Stevenson, the junior from Butler, looking to make a splash early.
Mahana took that right in the belly. You could hear kind of the thud, and it deadened, and she was able to lay it off for Stevenson to take that shot on goal.
Tori Stevenson is going to be a big name to watch today. She leads the conference with almost a goal a game. She's 19th in the country with 0.9 goals per game.
16 on the season, 2 assists.
And she's got 10 goals in her last 7 matches, with at least one in every single one of those. Also put one past these Yellow Jackets a week ago. Off the free kick. Good job by Greenleaf to track that into her gloves.
Maybe when you see Greenleaf pick it up, you see those flags above the goal moving. For those that care, it is a brisk 51 here today. The sun is not shining, and we are bundled up because we're soft.
That wind is chilly today, and that wind is something that really gave the goalkeepers fits in the men's game today. It's been gusting across your screen right to left as Waynesburg gets their first little peek at offense. It is a shot that gets taken and then saved by Mills.
On goal, had to play the hop, but it was an easy grounder, so to speak. If it was baseball off the turf, no velocity on that one. Easy save for Mills, and Waynesburg center backs now have it as they try to stretch this Wolverines defense side to side.
That was Amanda Pepe with the shots, which goes down as Waynesburg's first shot of this PAC Women's Soccer Championship match. Historic season for the Yellow Jackets. They're making their first championship game appearance since 2011. So already breaking a 14-year drought. They're trying to break a 27-year drought in terms of winning a title game. Got to go back to 1998 for that, their only program championship. And guess who they beat in that? It was Grove City, a 1-0 win.
Yeah, 2011 appearance, they lost to Thomas More, the school that was from Kentucky that was a member of the PAC for a while. 2-0, and that was the last time a school won 3 consecutive, did more that year. So Grove City trying to duplicate that here today, winning their 3rd consecutive PAC Women's Soccer Championship.
Thomas More now a Division II member. This gets stolen. Carly Keller with some good defense, turning that into offense, finding Stevenson across the middle of the field. Off to the right, that is Emily Horst. And into the box, this trails. Broken up. Stevenson trying to get a stab at it, but Greenleaf is there to cover it up.
There's a player still down for Grove City.
That's Stevenson, who had that rough collision. She was going in there with everything she had. Mentioned her 10 goals in the last 7 games. She's got 37 shots in that span, including 4 against the Yellow Jackets. An even bigger picture for her, goals in 11 of her last 12 matches. So she has quite literally scored against every team in the PAC this year, that means, as well.
Natasha Ward advancing from the wingback position. They played it out for her, but she was shielded off it. That went out of bounds. There was a good opportunity for the Yellow Jackets to maybe get something in the attacking third briefly, because they've been pretty much in their own third or the middle third of this pitch so far in the first over 10 minutes.
Again, a good run. That gets laid off to the right. Addie Waters is there. Waters looks to put it in the box across the ground. Cleared out by Amanda Sweeney. Now Waynesburg looks to counter, but it gets broken up on the way. Natalie Junta got in between, the senior from Penfield, New York. There's Natasha Ward once again. Probably going to see a lot of her in the Waynesburg defense today if the Wolverines can keep this pace of offense up for the full 90 minutes today. This will be a Waynesburg throw. They look to advance the ball. Yellow Jackets led by 5th-year head coach George DiAugustino. He's a Grove City graduate. He was a 4-year starter for the Wolverines, class of 2015, and an all-PAC defender. So he's familiar with this campus, this school, its winning ways.
Kind of falls in line in all the sports, maybe less in football, but you sometimes see the guys involved with the defense, the catchers for managers, the defenders being soccer coaches. I mean, he's doing a good job with his Waynesburg program as they have we outlined their first appearance in the championship game in 14 seasons.
This is also a Waynesburg team that has just 1 freshman in its starting lineup, and they were the 6th seed last year in the playoffs. So that shows, I think, really good growth with last year's team for George DiAugustino, putting together a historic campaign for Waynesburg University.
Yeah, you look down at the roster and you just look in the column where the class is, and you see a lot of FR.
Yeah.
Someone like Miracle Hershey with 5 goals on the season as a freshman from Lebanon County, PA, and Ryan White, 3 goals from Lewisburg, West Virginia. So not just local, also from Greensburg, Jesse Jury with a goal and 6 assists. So now that not only are they on the roster, Nick, but they are contributing.
Big time, yeah. Here's a good run. Opportunity to contribute for Grove City. Little poke ahead by Horst, and Kiara White just couldn't quite catch up to it. Great job again by Greenleaf in net, who has 1 save on the day now. Same goes for Maddie Mills. She's got 1 save for Grove City up against the lone shot taken by a Waynesburg. That was taken earlier in the game. Amanda Pepe contributing to that. There you see Maddie Mills punting it out as we are about 13 and a half minutes into regulation here in the President's Athletic Conference Women's Soccer Championship. Conference title on the line, as well as a spot in the NCAA tournament. They'll announce those 64 teams Monday morning on the NCAA website. Lauren Mohana with an opportunity and a goal. Here's Grove City with a 1-0 lead.
Mohana with her 6th of the season, Nick, and she just made a nice move from the left foot to the right foot, and she spotted that space in the upper 90, left-hand corner. Good technique and form, and just up over the outstretched hands of Greenleaf. And with 31:11 to go here in this first half, the Wolverines strike first. They lead 1-0.
The youth movement for Grove City, the true freshman who is this past week's PAC Newcomer of the Week. The former Moon Tiger gets the Wolverines on the board with an early strike, a 14th minute goal.
You know, Nick, as someone that lives in the Pittsburgh area and covers a lot of WPIAL, that girls team at the Moon High School, the Tigers, has been extremely successful the last few seasons. It's a great program, and she's carried that over here in her first season playing for the Wolverines at Grove City College.
She is one of two freshmen in the starting lineup one of three freshmen in the starting lineup today for Grove City. Joining Emily Horst and Addie Waters. And you got to believe head coach Melissa Lammy is really fortunate, really thankful to have her in that starting 11. Coach Lammy in her 33rd year at the helm of the program here at Grove City. As that gets crossed into the box. Melissa Lammy has been with the Wolverines for every single one of all 9 of their PAC championships, and she's hoping to become the first PAC coach in history to earn a 10th women's soccer title this afternoon.
33rd season, Nick.
That's a lot.
Think about that. She's been here longer than you've been alive.
By a pretty good margin as well.
That's an insane way to think about it. Not me. I'm older than Nick, but still, 381 wins, 225 losses, 48 ties. It's an incredible mark. Not only is the longevity impressive, but when you do something for so many years, Nick, you need to find ways to keep it interesting for yourself and motivate. Continue the message amongst the changes of the generations through the 90s, the aughts, the 10s, and now into the 20s. I mean, you have different type of teenagers that show up on your campus. That's an impressive, the longevity is very impressive.
Yeah, being forced to evolve through a lot of that in terms
right.
of the conference has changed a lot. Talked to Commissioner Joe Onderko at halftime of the men's game about all of the growth and the change. And every single one of those decades you just mentioned, she's won at least 2 championships in every decade so far. She
really
went 3
crazy.
in a row from 95, 96, and 97, then back-to-back 2000, 2001, then had a pretty long drought. The program didn't see a championship between 2001 and then 2018. She went back-to-back there, 18 and 19, and of course we know what happened the last 2 years as well, 23 and 24, and she's looking to go 3 in a row for the second time in her career.
So 17 years when you're used to winning, sometimes people in charge could lose patience with you.
Oh, big time.
So that's another credit to the athletic department and the decision makers at Grove City College to stick with Coach Lammy. And, 17 years is a long time between championships, and she found the way to get back on top, and now she's looking for 3 consecutive with her team. We could probably spend another 20 minutes talking about
just about her, yeah.
Yeah,
and her accomplishments, 12-time PAC Coach of the Year.
So good luck to whomever has to follow Coach Lammy whenever she decides that she doesn't want to do it any longer.
Opportunity here as there was some major miscommunication there. Maddie Mills does finally cover it up. Now the defender was trying to shield it back, yeah. You could see the intent of the play, but Waynesburg just couldn't quite get there in time. And Amanda Pepe was again trying to get there. Just before that, it was Reagan Mittendorf with the recorded shot.
It was a slow roller, and Mills was not coming to the ball fast enough, so you could hear below us Coach DiAgostino yelling to go get it and trying to get around the defender. We ended up with the defender rolling over Mills. So
right.
No harm. Play on. The referee had a few words for the attacker for the Yellow Jackets, and No card shown. As we're now under 27 minutes remaining here, first half, and a decent crowd across the way, Nick.
Really good crowd, yep. Just like in the men's game, we had a packed house there with Franciscan fans traveling from Steubenville. Here we've got a lot of Waynesburg fans making the trip up from Greene County. Grove City gets a free kick there, just the third foul of this game so far. That was not the case in the men's game early on. A lot of chippiness in that one back and forth. Not a lot of bookings, but a lot of physicality, as to be expected between those two teams.
We have an elevated perch here, and maybe when the camera pans right, Nick, but when you look kind of 2 o'clock, I mean, that's what a college campus is going to look like.
Oh, yeah.
In November, right? The brick, the cars, the leaves on the ground, the colors of the leaves. I mean, that looks like you're shooting a movie up in a liberal arts college in New England somewhere right now.
Yeah,
so,
right.
Nice setting here.
Always a good time to come visit Grove City College. Good hospitality and help here from all of the athletic crew. As this gets sent into the box, still loose. Waynesburg will clear it out.
Yeah, my last visit was the first Saturday in May for the women's lacrosse championships they hosted, and it was a different time of day because it rained all day.
Keller looking to cross it.
Wow.
That was a strong head, yeah.
Strong is correct. You could hear it through our headphones.
That was Hannah Costa, junior from Harrisburg Christian.
Oh.
And then a good challenge there from Waynesburg.
Gogi with the strong right shoulder.
Sophomore product from Thomas Jefferson, another WPIAL women's girls soccer product.
Yeah, we have players from everywhere, but this PAC league, the WPIAL, is one of the largest high school conferences in the country, and the women's sports are so strong that gives you a natural local recruiting base.
Into the box. Grove City looking for more. They're going to get a corner. That's the first corner of this match.
That one deflected off of Gogi.
Took until the 21st minute to get a corner. It's a Grove City team that averages 5.8 corners per game. That's third in the PAC. And the corner will be taken by Muhana. Sent in, headed, contested, and what a dive that was from Greenleaf to keep it out.
Yeah, a chance to talk about. I wrote down 6 categories. Scoring average, Waynesburg 3.6 first, Grove City 3 second. Coming off the league website. Scoring margin 3.1, Waynesburg first, Grove City 2 second. They're like first or second in all the
pretty much everything, yeah.
And they're first or second in the defensive categories too. I'll get some others later.
Good opportunity off of a really nifty pass where Tori Stevenson was the intended receiver.
It's going to be a throw taken by Keller.
You can tell Grove City not content with this just 1-goal lead right now. Another good clearance there by Waynesburg. It's Abby Googie. We just saw moments ago. She's got 8 shots this season, all coming in 8 different games. One of those was against Grove City. So she's got a little offensive firepower in her as well, but so far today, she is manning the back line very well for Waynesburg. Muhana lays it back to Keller. Keller had Muhana there open. Good defense, though, came from Natasha Ward. A lot of movement here on the far post if Grove City could get there, unable to connect.
Nick, one thing that's been evident to me early on is the good first touches by the Wolverine players. They lay them off nicely to teammates that are already running in stride. Perfect passes as we get the throw on the far side for Waynesburg.
And that gets double-teamed quickly by Grove City's defense there to squash that opportunity.
A couple other stats. Shots, 446 Waynesburg first, 338 Grove City second. Corners, 134 Waynesburg first, 104 Grove City second. It's a pattern.
Yeah.
Saves, 85 for Waynesburg. That's 11th, but that's obvious of like ball control right there. So you don't have to make a lot. 76 for Grove City. They're last, 12th, but in this case, last is a good thing.
That's a good thing. And ultimately, the number 1 and number 2 seeds, stemming from a lot of that progress this season. This gets crossed into the box dangerously. My goodness, Carly Keller with another big threat. Here's Emma Daly. Substitution for Grove City, and that goes wide left. May have hit the post. It definitely went off of a glove, and it's going to be a corner for Grove City.
Any chance for the last stat save percentage? Waynesburg 4.47, so 4.5. They're 11th. Grove City 4.22. They're last. But again, that's evident of more of their offensive prowess and possession, meaning there aren't a lot of saves made. Here's a corner from the left side, the near side.
Tori Stevenson will take it for Grove City. First header went to the Wolverines. The second one, though, never came. And it goes out for a goal kick.
There was a whole cluster of white jerseys at that back post. So they were going for that back post and then the secondary ball somewhere in the 6th to try to get that second goal.
Mentioned there in the first series, just before that, Emma Daly was on the field for Grove City. Now we have a couple of substitutions for the Yellow Jackets as well. Miracle Hershey's also been subbed onto the game just a couple moments ago.
Jesse Jury just checked in. Number 7, the freshman from Hempfield Hempfield High School in Greensburg.
Also Gracie Smith for the Yellow Jackets, as Natasha Ward and Haley Gilchrist will check out. Now Grove City makes an extra substitution as Addie Waters exits the field for the remainder of the first half.
Mariah Miller checked in for her.
Miller, the grad student from Ohio. Opportunity here, and that goes wide left. What an opportunity again for the Wolverines. And you guessed it, it was Tori Stevenson.
Strong take right there by Stevenson on the turn. She came across that ball from right to left, tried to tuck it inside that left post. Just a little bit too much. As Greenleaf plays it to Gogi right there for the long ball.
And Pepe, once again, she's shown a lot of speed up front for the Yellow Jackets. Here's Hershey finding her. Drops back to Keller. And Grove City collects that with under 19 minutes left in the first half. Stay tuned at halftime as well. We're going to be joined by Kristen Consuegra, the assistant commissioner of the PAC, willing to lend her time for a quick chat on air. We'll learn all about her role in the conference, and just like in the men's game, talking to Commissioner Joe Onderko at halftime, her thoughts on all the exciting times right now in the President's Athletic Conference. Grove City looking for more.
Wild space opening up.
That's Hannah Costa. Challenge came in there from Abby Googie. Gotta say, for as fierce as this Grove City offense has been, Waynesburg has looked really composed defensively. There has been a lot of space given to the Wolverines, but they're looking really strong right now defensively.
Costa with that intercept of the pass, and the run she made was really the most space you've seen. The Yellow Jackets have been organized defensively, but need to find a way to create some transition, to look for some scoring opportunities and not allow Grove City to dominate possession and put all the pressure on their midfield and back line. The strikers, the attacking mids, they got to get forward and make something happen.
This gets stolen by Jules Moorbacher. And she'll lay a shot on, and that's going to rattle under the crossbar. Did that go in? Official is saying to play on. The linesman never made a signal.
Wow.
And Waynesburg was just millimeters away from an equalizer.
From distance. a floater with some backspin that forced Mills to retreat. There's no video review of that. That was
close.
I was going to say
that was really close.
At the very least, we can say it was close. You were thinking the same thing I was at that moment. I was trying to figure out how to phrase it, and it was just close. I'm not so sure that wasn't in, but we have no angle for that.
Yep. Assistant referee stands right on the end line, so he saw that ball go right in front of the line, but did not cross over. And Maddie Mills, she's going to have to do the old Marc-Andre Fleury, thank the goalpost for that one.
Probably can't reach that crossbar, but that's a good idea.
Yes.
Waynesburg kind of in what looks to be they have like, the back line definitely has two. I saw a 4-4-2, then I saw a 5-3-1. It's been a little hard to pick up.
That's good news for Grove City. That's likely with them just kind of scattering the Waynesburg defense in the setup. That shot coming from Jules Moorbacher. One of the top threats in the PAC and one of the top families. Her sister, Renee Moorbacher, was the leading goal scorer for the Geneva women's soccer team this season. Reagan Mittendorf here, senior out of Bluffton, Ohio. She looks to move forward, trying to find Hershey, and there's Mills again, help from the defense to shield it to her.
Well, the freshman from New Covenant Christian, you got a little peek at the speed she brings to that front attacking position on the wide side here on the right. She tried to run inside that left side wing back to try to make something happen.
Here's Muhana looking for another one. Muhana shoots, and it's saved down to the knees of Greenleaf. She was looking for an early brace. That 31st minute shot is saved. There's Moorbacher. I mentioned her sister at Geneva. The only reason I know that is because calling a Geneva-Waynesburg men's soccer game, I saw a group of fans in the stands that had custom-made hoodies. They were split down the middle. Golden Tornadoes on one side, Yellow Jackets on the other. And asked them what that's all about. And come to find out, not only is her sister on the Geneva women's team, but she's also married to Gabe Singh, who was the leading goal scorer for the Geneva men's team this past season. So that family has got some strong soccer talent this year in the President's Athletic Conference.
Of course, you're plugged into Geneva.
Yeah, always able to get the inside scoop there. Here's Hershey. Looking to get it back into the middle of the box. Shot opportunity for Mittendorf. Mittendorf takes a whirl. Really good defense all over her, and just not much she could do except there commit the foul drawn by Kiera White.
Well, Hershey tried to get the cross or maybe a handball, and then it went to the top. They're the semicircle outside, and they just kept pushing them farther away from goal, so good defense by the back line of the Wolverines.
And just the same there, the back line of the Yellow Jackets stepping up. Now they look to move into offense. Here's Muhana. Or rather, that is Hershey. Waynesburg's number 15. Now they go up back. Grove City's offense. Good effort there from White. Back to Greenleaf. With just over 12 minutes left of this first half. 1-0 the score. Grove City leading Waynesburg. 8 of this game's 12 shots have come from the Wolverines. And you look back to that game last week. This game is looking really similar right now. Lots of momentum early from the Wolverines, but only a 1-0 lead at the half. They end up pouring 3 more on in the second half and getting 4 goals in a shutout win. And don't be surprised if you see a lot of offense here today. The last couple of PAC women's soccer championships have seen a ton of goals.
Yeah, we were talking before we started this one. We were here 2 years ago, right before the end of the half, and then the beginning of the second half, it got kind of silly with the goals that were scored in rapid succession. But the one we had was at 13:48. As we mentioned, it was Lauren Mohana from Kiara White. That's the only goal so far. That's the official box score with the assist.
That was a 4-2 win 2 years ago. We were here for the number 1 ranked Wolverines beating the number 6 ranked Franciscan Barons, who made a nice run in the postseason that year. And if you thought 6 goals was a lot, look back to last year. Grove City takes the short trip to New Wilmington. They beat Westminster 4-3. I believe the year before that, 2022, again, Grove City and Westminster, it came down to penalty kicks after a lot of goals in that as well. So
I'm trying to remember. I think I was at Westminster for that one. The reason it was memorable is
the fog. That was the Fog Bowl.
there was one that also had a lot of rain.
Yes,
the
that was
remnants
it.
of the hurricane. Yes.
Talking about as Waynesburg looks to make an opportunity to open up Moorbacher again with a laser. Look at this run. Kiara White. She's needing some help on the far post. White's going to take it herself, put it across the ground, and the save made. Kick save by Greenleaf for the corner.
Well, White has made her presence felt in this first half, really attacking with speed. She won a ball here right at midfield and then got on running down the left flank. We've seen her. She's able to cross with the left foot, and it's been hard for them to defend as she earned the 3rd corner so far for the Wolverines here near side.
Tori Stevenson will take it again. Everyone stacks up at the far post here inside the 18. Swatted out by the keeper, Greenleaf. Sent back into the box. Waynesburg wanting nothing to do with that, though. Now look at this. 3-on-1 for the Yellow Jackets. Long pass up front. And even better defense there from Grove City. And it was Megan Tischler, the junior from Bethel Park, making the run back for the Wolverines.
Looked promising for a moment, but that's the case where you can run faster without the ball. Just did not get that, what I thought was going to be a good pass diagonally. Just didn't get it far enough where she could run into it. As they work it down this near side, and it's going to go out. It's going to be a throw for Grove City as we had a foul. White knocked down. As that is out of view right there.
That's right. A little bit.
That was going to be a free kick,
off.
not a throw. My mistake. It was a free kick awarded.
Either way, goes back into a contested middle of the field. As we have 8.5 minutes to play in this first half. Mentioned the Grove City men picking up the 1-0 win earlier, and they'll be watching the NCAA selection show Monday morning. And we were talking during that game how much sweeter for the athletic department it would be if both teams could watch the selection shows together, because they're back-to-back at 11 and 11:30 right now. I say right now because those Division II and Division III selection shows often get postponed by 20 or 30 minutes. Waynesburg attempts a shot here from distance. That took a deflection on the way. Reagan Mittendorf looking for any opportunity she can find right now.
Ball chipped to the near side. Hershey with the header. Battling, wins that ball. Keller recovered.
Back to the top of the box. Stabbed out by the Wolverines.
Physicality right there between Gogi and Horst.
Big
Foul
time.
picked up by Horst. Gogi surveying, looking to where she can put this in play, and set pieces, the throws, the free kicks, not enough movement, Nick. It's one of the things in soccer I've been saying for years. You just gave away the ball there on that kick. Here's a good pass into midfield.
Grove City again, just one step ahead of the run there. Waynesburg's Alex Delaney was trying to get on the other end of it, but again, the Grove City defense, again, like I said, just seems to be one step ahead of everything so far today.
That back line just keeps erasing everything that Waynesburg tries to get collectively moving forward there on the attack, getting organized, trying to create something.
Shots right now 9-6 in favor of Grove City, but both sides have 5 shots on target. Waynesburg looking for a 6th, and that is going to be a goal kick. Last out
Pinball.
on the Waynesburg player. Yeah, right back and forth.
Off the defender for the Wolverines, off the attacking player for the Yellow Jackets. Going to be a goal kick, and a couple subs trot on here.
Aubrey Shaw and Annie Vanoy on for Grove City. Back and forth through the midfield here. Waynesburg looking to move forward.
Mills off her line once again to grab that one. Takes a couple dribbles and plays it out.
Four and a half to play here. Waynesburg's had all the momentum in the last 5 or 10 minutes, it seems. This one slips through for a moment. Grove City looking to shield it. Watch out there. Maddie Mills down to the ground to get the stop.
That was a really nice short pass. But it was just a little bit of a heavy touch.
Again, Alex Delaney.
Where she couldn't control that one.
Yep. She's been a spark plug for the Waynesburg offense off the bench today. Expect to see her more in this one. We're under 4 minutes to play in the first half, and again, a Waynesburg takeaway.
Then a giveaway.
Trying to put all the pieces together right now are the Yellow Jackets. Grove City looked dominant early on, but things have broken up for them lately as well. Clinging right now to that 1-0 lead. This is starting to look similar to the men's game. A 14th minute goal here. It was 17th minute for Grove City in the men's game. And ultimately, that was the only score between Grove City and Franciscan there. But, like I said, it was just last week that these two sides met. 1-0 game at halftime, 4-0 the final result. This goes offsides, it looks like. So Grove City will have a free kick well in their own end with under 3 minutes to play. I think if you're Waynesburg, though, going into halftime, I think you're pretty happy with what you've seen here. You've seen a lot of opportunity up against a team that has been unbeatable for the most part this season. And not even just unbeatable, but almost impossible to score on.
Yeah, you gave up the goal in the 14th minute, but you've responded. You're starting to get a little more offensive opportunities, moving the ball up the pitch, and here come the Wolverines.
Little touch into the box there for Vanoy. Senior from Waldoboro, Maine. Playing here in her senior year at Grove City off the bench. Hair over 2 minutes to play until halftime. Hannah Costa looped back in. Good ball. Grove City with a couple of players there. And a better save made by Greenleaf.
They could almost look for a split second where they couldn't decide which teammate should touch that ball first. And it was almost like the one was defending the other. Maybe a little better spacing. Could have laid it off.
It was Carly Keller who had the shot, her first of the game. Now another opportunity. Shot taken and another save. Greenleaf just keeps getting peppered by these Wolverines.
She's taking this opportunity here to take a little breather as we hit 1:20 to go in the first half.
I think she'll be happy to see this score, just 1-0 at halftime. Would be even happier, of course, if Waynesburg had a late half equalizer in them, but that gets intercepted at midfield by Aubrey Shaw. Final minute announced here by the PA. This will go back to Keller. Grove City will play this back to Mills. Oh, a lot of backspin on that. If Waynesburg had a player right underneath. There's Hershey. No one can get back centrally for the Yellow Jackets. But again, a little hiccup from Grove City. Waynesburg just not able to capitalize on it.
You know, it turned, Nick, and saw 5 black kits on the defensive side. And getting late in that first half, they might want to throw some numbers forward and see if they could make something happen.
Speaking of black kits, black jerseys, if you look over to the Grove City the stands, you'll see a lot of white ball caps. Those say PAC champions on them. Those are the Grove City men's soccer team that has stuck around for the women, which is pretty cool as that shot goes wide and high. After 45 minutes, it is 1-0, not tied, although the last 20 minutes or so has felt very much like a tie game. Grove City with a 1-goal lead. Stick around for an interview with Kristen Consuegra of the PAC here in just a few minutes on the PAC Sports Network. Yeah, we use that actually. I'll keep that muted. There's no numbers at so you can use this guy. This is going to be the test for the second half, I think, is how we're going to do this.
When do you want to go?
I'll just do it here. Back live from Grove City College. Glad to be joined by, want to get your title right, PAC Assistant Commissioner of Governance and Championships, right? Perfect. Yes. Kristen Consuegra, always glad to have you here. Third or fourth year now in the conference, right? This
is my fourth year.
Fourth year, all right. Well, I feel like we've asked you a couple times, how are you liking it? But we were talking to Joe Onderko, of course, the commissioner at halftime of the men's game, about all of the growth in the last few years. all you've seen here in the conference so far is growth and
Yeah.
everything always changing.
Yes, it's continually changing. With the addition of new members, with our addition, that came with that was our divisions this year for women's volleyball and upcoming men's and women's basketball. So everything continues to change and evolve as it does in higher ed all across the board.
And we were saying that before the game. The only constant in college athletics right now seems to be change.
Yes.
With the new members, was the PAC approached by them, or did the PAC approach the new members? How did that work?
I think there's always conference inquiries, membership changes. I mean, you're going to see that a whole lot more as the continued landscape of higher ed changes. Where
Right.
there's been some closures, places we hope we never see any of those in our conference. But I think you're going to continue to see membership change and evolve, especially with the divisional changes in Division One.
Yes.
And on top of your duties here at the PAC, one of your designations in the title is SWA. Every conference and every athletic department has as they're called SWAs, right? Is that tell the fans about
What is a SWA?
Exactly.
What is a SWA? I'm the senior woman administrator.
Oh.
There you go.
Every conference has one. Well, if you have a woman in your conference office, this is the
Sure.
first time the PAC has had a woman in the conference office. So I am
Cool.
the first PAC.
Trailblazer.
SWA. Yes. And like you said, every school has one. Every athletic department does. And so that role is kind of they go hand in hand with the athletic director. The original designation of the role was to make sure there was a male and a female in that senior position in the athletic department. And so I meet with our senior women administrators a couple times a year. Right now we're meeting monthly to do what we call huddles to see what's going on across the conference. How can we help support each other? There's been some push to get more women in athletics, coaching and administration and things like that, and continue that growth. So we try to help each other promote that. And since I started here, the Senior Women Administrators Group has put forward the Women in Athletics Day in May, to which we have all the women in the PAC come together and do professional development and get to know each
nice.
other. Yeah, so it's been a great event. Last year we were actually here in May at Grove City, and this year we're pushing for our third one. So it's continued growth and continued support for women in athletics.
But as the first person to have that position, it kind of gives you the block of clay, right? You can mold it any way you want.
Yes. Yeah, and we have some unique people in our SWA group. We have some very young administrators, and we also have very senior ones. So it's a nice group to kind of have some new ideas and continue to develop things.
So anything on the horizon that excites you at this point?
Just continued growth of the conference, continued opportunities. Recently, I received information that I was appointed to the Women's Volleyball Rules Committee nationally. So that'll be
Very cool.
exciting. For the next few years, I'll be getting to sit on that.
Didn't ask if you wanted it; they just told you.
Oh, no, I applied.
Okay.
Yes. I
I was wondering. You
self-nominated.
said I recently found out. I was like, okay.
Yes, I received confirmation. So that's very exciting.
Well, we're excited to have coverage of the PAC Women's Volleyball Championship a week from today.
Yes,
We'll wait
yes.
to see where that is. It'll be at the highest remaining seed.
Yes, the
But-
brackets should be ready to go after our.
Yeah.
We have a 7:30 game, I believe, tonight, and then tomorrow we'll be pushing through to conference championships for volleyball.
And I know another big movement right now in women's college sports that everyone's excited about, flag football.
Yes. Our first showcase last year at St. Vincent, we had several schools there. It was a cool
That's
event.
interesting.
Yes, yeah. That'll actually be on the docket in January at NCAA convention, whether that'll be promoted to an emerging sport for women.
Very cool. I know there was some celebration and kind of recognition with even the Pittsburgh Steelers earlier this year.
Yes.
Because women have watched, normal football, and
Yes.
it's like, hey, that
Exactly.
looks like fun.
Yeah, and where's our opportunity,
Yeah.
and how do we get to be a part of that? Yeah, so that flag is up and coming. The Atlantic East already has that as a conference sport, so it's pretty cool.
Wow. Well, let us know when it becomes a sport officially recognized in the PAC, because if there's a championship, we'll be there to cover it here.
We will keep you updated.
Well, Kristen Consuegra, thanks so much for everything you're doing in the conference for women's sports and also for taking the time here with us at halftime today.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. 7.5 minutes left here in intermission, but we'll be back for the second half of play right here from Grove City College on the PAC Sports Network. Back here at halftime. Understand we're having some audio issues here at Grove City College. Apologies as we work those out. So as part of troubleshooting, everything's changing in Division III sports. You might have heard Kristen Consuegra say as we work through the unique challenges to Division III. So we're just going to go over some stats here at halftime to try to...
We're getting the thumbs up, Nick.
Getting the thumbs up.
So we're better. So one of the answers for our audio problems is what you're always told when you call tech support, right?
Yeah.
Did you try turning it on and off?
That's right.
That's what we did. We turned it on and off.
Big kudos to
yes,
sports information directors here. Ryan Briggs is on the road, but he was phoned in. I think he's driving back from Cleveland right now, where Grove City was playing football at Case Western Reserve, and Tyler Grupak downstairs in the box here. Big thanks to those guys and everyone here. It's actually, this past week was College Sports Communicators Appreciation Week, so what better time to show appreciation for the sports information directors of the world than there. You saw a little live
we'll give them the snaps.
Resolution. Hopefully you were able to hear our conversation with the wonderful Kristen Consuegra talking about all of the exciting things coming up in women's sports for the PAC. We've got about 5 minutes left at halftime. We're going to step aside here, but we'll be back for the final 45 minutes of the PAC Women's Soccer Championship right here on the PAC Sports Network. Back once again here at Grove City College. Nick Schmeg here alongside Kevin Zilmansky. Thanks again as we work out some of the audio issues here at Grove City. 1-0 game here with 45 minutes in the books, 45 to go. Grove City trying to win its third consecutive PAC Women's Soccer Championship.
Shots, Wolverines lead 12-6. Corners 3-0 advantage, 3-0 advantage. Leading statistically, Grove City had 2 players, Stevenson and Muhana, with 3 shots. Muhana the only goal in the 14th minute. Assist to Kiara White. Shot leaders, Reagan Mittendorf and Jules Moorbacher, each with 2 saves. Waynesburg 6, Grove City 5. 5 fouls on the Yellow Jackets, 2 on the Wolverines. I like the little picture we get at the bottom of the stats here, Nick, where 6% of the possession was in the attacking third for Waynesburg, 16% for Grove City. So that's kind of a visual representation of who had better opportunities, who got the ball. There a lot of play in the midfield, as you can tell. Around 75-80% of the possession in the midfield on this game, and we'll see what was the discussion at the half. The Yellow Jackets are going to need to get some numbers forward to try to find that equalizer in here in the second half. 45 to go.
They were blanked by Grove City 4-0 just about a week ago. Trying to avoid the same fate today. The pressure is a little higher here this afternoon as we have dipped into nighttime here on the campus of Grove City College.
And we've dipped into the 40s temperature-wise. It's now 49.
Gotten substantially colder here as well.
Yeah, they said, oh, it's not that windy. Well, you're not standing up here the whole time.
And it is a chilly wind as well. But we're here. I saw some players wearing short sleeves. They were even getting the halftime goosebumps trying to warm up themselves.
Yeah, I think I would go long sleeves in a temperature like this with my top just to try to work up the sweat a little bit. That is a tough thing you point out there, Nick, because you can't cool down when you're outside in this temperature at halftime.
Yeah.
So you want to try to keep moving because you don't want to pull anything, right? You got to keep your muscles limber or loose.
Yeah, seeing the halftime discussions between the coaches and the teams looked like a cardio class. People were doing jumping jacks, had Pilates going on or something.
Turn to your trainers and keep them going.
That's right. Here come the Yellow Jackets, quick out of the gates, just a minute and 5 seconds into this second half, trying to find a way to pressure Maddie Mills, junior goalkeeper from Niskayuna, New York. Enters this game third in the conference, 1.03 GAA, so goals have been scored against this Grove City team. Had a really tough non-conference slate this season. Losses to Nazareth, Case Western Reserve, Carnegie Mellon, and Penn State Barron. That was a 1-4-1 start to the year for Grove City, if you can believe it. They're looking to put together their 11th straight shutout, which is just an otherworldly stat in soccer.
I was on the call for that Grove City at CMU women's match. But, you know, you and I are familiar with the UAA. Very good women's soccer. All teams were ranked nationally when we were there last weekend. So why not, if you're Grove City and you're the 2-time champs in the PAC, challenge yourself. Attempted pass right there. Could not get on the end of that. Was Huggins, I believe. Or no, that was number 7. Excuse me. That was Jesse Jury for Waynesburg.
That gets crossed over the midfield circle. Kiara White chasing it down. Sophomore out of southeastern Pennsylvania. Perkiomenville. No scoring chances in the first 30 minutes of the second half for the Wolverines yet. You mentioned they had 12 shots in the first half. And that 4-0 win last week, as here's a long-range shot going wide right. And that 4-0 win last week over Waynesburg, they outshot the Yellow Jackets 25-12. So they're right exactly on pace for that. Actually, both teams exactly on pace for that, as it was about 12-6 at the half here.
Press by Grove City, trying to create the turnover as it goes towards the corner flag, and it rolls out for a throw for the Yellow Jackets.
Contested down on the right sideline. Waynesburg patiently trying to clear it. Now they win a throw instead, which I think they preferred.
Nice back to go forward, but the advancing, no target forward, no target striker for that one. So it's just going to go to the back line of the Wolverines, and the Waynesburg Yellow Jackets are going to have to chase here.
We were talking in the men's game. It was tough for Franciscan to move their mindset. They were in this exact same situation as Waynesburg, down 1-0, and then how do you shift away from a defensive stance and get more and more aggressive offensively while not giving up that second and probably game-defining goal?
Well, yeah, that's the trick, but, you know, maybe you need to check in some more attacking mids, another striker or something. So you're either going to maintain your defensive posture and the way you play and just run out the clock, or you're going to have to try something to get on the attack.
Here's Emily Horst up the right sideline for the Wolverines. Playing it along the ground. Chasing in there was Megan Tischler, all the way back from the defensive third. So Grove City's gotten aggressive, bringing defenders up. There's Amanda Pepe, who had the almost equalizing goal. It rattled off the crossbar in the first half. Dropped in, looked like it was going to drop in behind the keeper, and it did go to behind the keeper, but did not go across the end line.
Well, she was one-on-one on Porcelli, who defended her well. That was what I'm talking about. Pepe's she's got to try to run that, possess that, and Waynesburg's got to get up the pitch and join the attack at some point and give her some outlets. The classic holding target forward.
Waynesburg was hoping for a corner. That is going to go out for a goal kick instead. So a really good job there by Porcelli, the junior out of North Haledon, New Jersey, in her junior year. She's played the full 90 minutes in almost every single game this season, including against Waynesburg last week.
Oh, nice turn.
Great turn and a move there. Nifty by Lauren Muhana.
Good recovery by Lauren. Ooh.
That could not have felt good in the cold.
Not at all.
Gracie Smith, freshman from Monroe, Ohio, taking the brunt of that contact.
Right up into the mug. Here come the Waynesburg Yellow Jackets. Got room on the left here.
Mittendorf looking over, trying to find Jury. There's Jesse Jury. Shot gets blocked.
Well defended.
What an effort that was defensively. Again, it was Hannah Costa, the junior from Harrisburg, dropping back to make a clutch save defensively for Grove City. She was a second-team All-PAC member last season. That gets played back to the keeper.
See, Jerry putting her hands up on her head, not happy with herself, Nick, and that just took too long to develop. I mean, there was space there, and she just, I don't know if it was indecision or what it was, but just could not size it up. You just needed to put something on frame, make the goalie, force her to make a save.
Such a difficult Grove City defense to try to navigate around, and Waynesburg's run into that issue now a multitude of times this evening. As we'll get a free kick here for the Yellow Jackets. It'll be Abby Googie taking it, sending it forward, headed out. Even a quick header like that in this wind chill is not going to feel very pleasant. Mohana unable to make the run there for the Wolverines, and so it goes back to Greenleaf. Keeper for the Yellow Jackets. Junior from Chester, West Virginia. Making her 19th start of the season. 36 minutes and change left in regulation here. 1-0 ball game between Grove City and Waynesburg in the President's Athletic Conference Women's Soccer Championship. Glad to have you here on the PAC Sports Network as always for all of the PAC Championship events this season.
Nice
Good ball
combo.
forward. That's Mittendorf sending it up again to Jury. She'll cross this one in, and Mills is there to cover it up.
Well, it was a good combination play right there, but it got a little bit ahead of Jury, and she was able to cross it with the left foot. And makes me think, Nick, of her previous opportunity. Maybe she's left foot dominant, and she just didn't feel comfortable. She probably should have ran on that with the right foot.
True, yeah. Grove City moves things in the opposite direction. Waynesburg now taking it back. Once again, Mittendorf, she's got Jury to her left. Also Pepe to her right. Takes it herself.
Ooh.
Over the bar. That one had an opportunity.
Preferred to keep that one. Went to the right foot, did Mittendorf. She had Jury again to the left side. That was kind of 3v3 in that transition. Somebody's going to make a run, try to make a numerical advantage for Waynesburg to see if they can get that equalizing goal here. As we're under 35 here, second half.
And I think a shot like that might be a little bit of an alarm bell to Grove City that, all right, they might be able to attack from range. Here's another opportunity. Left-footed swing this time from Mittendorf. And it gets saved once again by Mills.
Notice the flags have changed, Nick. That is going left to right now.
Swirling, yeah, it's kind of a crosswind now.
It's coming definitely from behind us. We can feel that.
Right. So we're looking as if you were standing right where the camera is. Wind is blowing out from us, which kind of neutralizes things in many respects.
Ooh.
Field is not as downhill as it was in the men's game. 11th foul of the game drawn there. Seeing Reagan Mittendorf with all these opportunities. She is tied with Miracle Hershey for second in the conference, leading the team with 0.8 assists per game. Third on the team with 1.5 points per game. So the balls from her are often coming more as a lending hand rather than a goal-scoring opportunity. She's taken a couple of opportunities in this one. She has a team-high 4 shots now, 3 on target. And a good cross, threatening cross from Megan Tischler. Grove City's not giving up on the attack.
Yeah, caught easily by Greenleaf.
Back to Mills here as Grove City is trying to chew off as much time on the clock here as possible. Each of their last 2 PAC titles in the last 2 seasons took 4 goals. As of now, only 1 is required from the Wolverines.
Still seeing 1 striker, 4 behind the striker for the Yellow Jackets, and then you have the others in defensive positions. And either one of those 4 in that second wave, Nick, need to get forward, or maybe they need to have a sub to get a second striker. But you're starting to run out of time as you're ticking towards 32 minutes remaining.
Here come the Wolverines again. What a run on the far side. Cutting back in. Almost too fast for their own good, and it got touched at the end for possibly a Grove City corner. Yes. Kiara White with a massive sprint down the left side. Thought she had too much momentum there, but it actually worked out in their favor to win the corner.
Yeah, that touch, she really pushed it forward and allowed her to accelerate without the dribble. We saw her in the first half really become a problem down the left flank, and once again she was able to do that. And here comes the corner, the fourth of the match for the Wolverines.
They've all been taken by Tori Stevenson. Same with this one. That goes right out of play. No one able to get a head on it. Almost looked like an Olympico squaring up to put it right in the back of the net.
I was going to call it something close to that, but not accurate with Olympico. It was like she was going for that.
You're right.
I was trying to think, and for some reason I was thinking Olympia in my head. I said, that's not right. So I'm glad you said it before I did.
Ball was loose for a moment there. Emily Horst almost came up with it.
Overlap. The overlap run was made and played to nobody, Nick.
We were talking Olympicos in the men's soccer broadcast today because the Grove City men's team, you could say from an angle, scored one in their semifinal match against Geneva here Wednesday night. It was batted down by kind of misplayed by the goalkeeper, but still direct on net. Handoff here goes to Horst. And that's going to knuckle right over the crossbar.
Got behind that ball a little bit, needed to get over the top of it and tried to swerve it to the left side. I think she would have been able to put that one in. It had pretty good pace on it, but leaned back a little and got the backspin on it, which pushed it higher and over the crossbar.
Under 30 minutes to play in this PAC women's soccer titled match. Good clearance there from the Yellow Jackets, out of bounds in front of the fans. Fans that have also stuck around through the elements all day long. Talking about commitment from their men's team. They were out here battling all day in this wind and in the cold weather, and now they're back here supporting the women's team from the stands.
The ball person over on the far side, he's sporting shorts, so
oh my goodness,
he's
you're
braver
right.
than I am.
Strong defense from the Wolverines.
Really well done, good pass.
Emily Horst once again up the right side. In the box collision, all on the ball, the officials rule. Grove City, the threat is not gone yet though for Waynesburg, and just out of the reach.
So when they got possession, Horst did really well. She ran kind of a curl and went wide. Something that is more familiar to me as a former hockey coach. You would often see that in a lot of the drills, a lot of filling the lanes, and they were able to play that out because she created that width, laid it out to her, and got the transition going for Grove City. So it was a good curl in the transition.
Clock stopped there for a moment. Not sure what the conversation was between the Grove City player throwing it in. I think he was asking if a sub was coming on, and this gets deflected on the way to the net. Staying in bounds. Good work by Horst on the hustle.
Seeing some tired bodies out here, Nick. We might need to see a few substitutions.
Yeah. I think the official was wondering maybe why there weren't substitutions yet lined up. We've seen just 4 players check in for Waynesburg in this game and 5 reserves on the field for Grove City. Waynesburg trying to make a run. They are getting worn out by this Wolverines squad.
Could use some fresh legs, but it's also a tough ask being on the sidelines in this weather and not being completely
That's exactly
warm.
right, yeah. Waynesburg's bench may have hurt us. They just put Miracle Hershey at the midfield line.
A player with good pace.
Grove City looking forward. White crosses. It gets broken up. Deflected off a couple different defenders there. Trying to get it on target. That's out of bounds in favor of the Wolverines for a throw.
The den over there, the men's team.
Yeah.
Sitting in the den, the sign up there on the stands.
Now we'll get a free kick.
Nick, you can't see it, but the ladder is down here in the subs. We're just doing the ladder.
Oh, okay,
left, right to try to stay warm.
Trying to stay warm.
I'm going to call it the quickness ladder because I don't know what else to call it.
I think everyone can get a visual maybe of what that means.
You lay it on the field. It looks like something you could throw from a window and climb down.
Exactly,
But they use it to go in and out to get their feet moving.
2 substitutions here for Waynesburg. It will be Miracle Hershey, but also Natasha Ward is back on the field. She has not played in the second half yet.
She's listed as a defender. She's going to play the left outer back. What we see now, Nick, is a 3-player back line for the Yellow Jackets, so maybe starting to creep further up the pitch.
Gracie Smith off to the bench for her. And for Hershey, it is Amanda Pepe, who has also shown a lot of quickness up front. We saw her with the near goal-scoring opportunity. Wouldn't be surprised to see her back on the field later in the match. Get her some quick rest on the sideline.
Under 26 to go.
Things are winding down. Time is running out for the Yellow Jackets.
Nick, I'm going to do the ladder standing here to get my blood flowing a little bit, left to right, left to right.
The stat crew beneath us must be very confused what's going on up here.
Got a stampede up above.
Challenge here, and oh, this is going to be tough. That was a Waynesburg player just stepped over the Grove City player and is going to get a yellow card. I think that was a little bit of a misintended foot into the head there from Jules Moorbacher. So she gets a yellow card, the first booking of this match.
To say in general, you see it too much. No need to step over a player unless you're trying to not fall. There's the whistle for the restart.
That paused the game briefly with just over 25 minutes to play. There's Moorbacher playing on the yellow. Grove City trying to move things forward now. And if you're Waynesburg, you mentioned, looks like a lot of them running out of gas right now.
They look winded. No pun intended. They look tired.
Well, again, you look back to that game a week ago between these sides. It's the 65th minute right now. It was 1-0 in the 65th minute of that game as well. Grove City was laying it on late, so it was almost like a game of attrition. Will we see the same tonight maybe from the Wolverines?
Ooh.
There's a nice little step.
Yes, it was.
Massively toward the net, and that gets blocked. Second effort coming maybe. It gets laid off instead. That's Stevenson. Playing it right back to Emily Horst, who had that first shot, and that one gets sent high over the bar. Trying to punt it out of their own end. It nearly got intercepted. And you look at all of the games Grove City has played this season, when the opponent is not scoring goals, you're getting worn down. And I think that's really what Grove City's done all season long, is just continue to pressure their opponents, maybe even to making some late mistakes, opening up an opportunity for an insurance goal or two. But Waynesburg is not done yet. They're not going to settle just yet.
So first the physical exhaustion, and then the mental exhaustion leads to the mistakes.
Here's Moorbacher. We know she can go long range. Saw it in the first half. Gilchrist. Cross! Tapped over the bar.
Wow.
What an effort.
What a great strike that was.
And Waynesburg has won their first corner kick of the match here in the 67th minute.
That was targeted for the upper half of the net. Haley Gilchrist, the junior midfield / forward for Hanover, Virginia. Hanover High.
That was our first shot of the game.
That was a terrific take and the best scoring opportunity for the Yellow Jackets.
Here's a corner from Reagan Mittendorf. Blocked out. Waynesburg trying to settle it, and nothing doing there.
Couldn't get the recycle. The secondary ball to get it back into the box with all those numbers forward, and that's, again, just the Wolverines defense making it tidy in front of their keeper.
.22 minutes left. Grove City trying to win 3 straight PAC championships. Methodical, moving the ball forward now. Back to the center. Little give and go, broken up. Waynesburg defense to cover it up for a moment. There's Horst, back to the middle. Shot taken by Stevenson, and it floats right into the breadbasket for Lex Greenleaf. What a job she's done today. That was her 7th save of the match. Not to mention on the other end of things, Maddie Mills has 8 saves in this so far shutout performance, looking for her 8th shutout of the year. Wind picking up. Waverly Lorne making a run up from the defensive line. She has played this entire game, and the shot's gonna land right into the gloves again. Mills was there. Right idea.
I thought that had potential, but it hung in the air. I don't know if that was affected by the wind or just the backspin kept it. Now the flags are dormant. It's
right.
Look at the flags now. It's very strange.
You're right.
We can feel it here, but down there the cage, they're not moving.
That was the first shot of the game from Waverly Lorne. So we're seeing a couple more defenders get involved up front for Waynesburg, and that might be the little difference they need.
They definitely needed. It was just a matter of when they were going to unleash them.
Takeaway, maybe no. Grove City trying to slow things down here. Horst is going to send Aubrey Shaw on the run. She gets tangled up, and it'll be a throw for the Wolverines, a substitution first. Carly Keller back onto the field for the Wolverines, and for Waynesburg, it is Ryan White.
Waverly Lorne holding her side. I don't know if she has a cramp or was it contact. But she's one of the 7 Waynesburg players to play every minute of this game. Sorry, I was just going to say the Wolverines going to try to possess it up here and work some clock.
A risky cross into the box there. Sigh of relief for Waynesburg as a big collision goes all on the ball.
Play on.
I think that's the right call. Hard to say one way or the other on those bang-bang plays. Give and go on the far side, and then the cross nearly ended up in the side pocket of the net.
It's been some nice ball skills displayed by the Grove City players, and every time you get the reaction from the men's team in the stands.
Yes.
In appreciation. It's almost like now they're trying to put on the show there to get the reaction, but the goal kick's going to be taken by Gogi.
That was Carly Keller, who I mentioned just was back on the field for maybe 30 seconds. Senior from Kiski Area High in New Kensington, looking to make a quick splash back in the field. 18.5 minutes to play in regulation. Moorbacher having to back into traffic. A turn, there's Ryan White. Not a lot of room for her to work, and it gets taken aside by Grove City. Then nearly a foul, but one back by Waynesburg. Mittendorf rolls it wide left.
So, Nick, while that was being controlled with back to goal, you know, I saw white jerseys just sprinting to get back and get behind the ball, and it was still 5 jerseys where Waynesburg players, black jerseys in front of us that were still in defensive positions. And you're under 18 minutes. I think you needed to get 2 or 3 more of them up there. Yes, you might be exposing the counter, but so what? are you just going to be content to be 1-0, or are you going to try to make something happen? They were clearly outnumbered defensively.
And when you look at the net performance indicator index in the NCAA, this is going to be a one-bid league, and it's going to be to the winner of this game. The bid to the NCAA tournament, which will begin next weekend. We'll see where the winner of this game winds up in that tournament, selected on Monday morning. That ball came our direction.
Nick, when we're working together, it just seems to find us, my man.
Here we are, 3 stories in the air, and somehow the ball nearly hits us. It's really something about you and I in a booth together, and it comes right at us.
And what he's referring to is we were sitting pitch side at CMU quite a few times this year, and it came into our little trailer.
Yeah, that's right on the sideline. A little more explainable there, but man, Grove City looks for an opportunity to continue pressing the issue. Good pick up there by Addie Waters. Back to the middle. Natalie Junta. Now Tischler. Stab out of the air, and what an effort. It was wide right. Just by a hair, Mariah Miller.
Oh, what a strong cross. Stevenson was able to get on the end of that. Just pushed it wide of that right post. See why she has 16 goals, Nick. The ability to judge that, direct it. She adjusts her socks and shin guards there.
Offensive substitution for the Yellow Jackets. Amanda Pepe is back on for Jules Moorbacher. Pepe was taken off about 10 minutes ago, so she got a little bit of rest. As that ball sails into the box to Maddie Mills. But you got to imagine Pepe's going to be on the field for the final 15 minutes. That's what's left on the clock here at Don Lyle Field. How much time can Grove City chew off in the final 15 minutes? Or will they find the back of the net one more time at least? Waynesburg has trailed in this game since the 14th minute when Muhana scored for the Wolverines. Right now, that's the championship winning goal.
Some nice ball skills right here, but pushed it out to the midfield.
That was Ryan White. The official there with a nice hop over the ball as well to not disrupt play.
But just another instance where turning left and right, probing that defense, and they had to give it up.
Cross in, Mills is there. Right at the near post. Cross coming from Waverly Lorne, who has shifted over to the right side. So George DiAugustino is trying to do everything he can from the Waynesburg sideline to put these players in winning position. But right now, the Wolverines are standing tall.
Structure still seems to be 4-1-4-1.
Another near miss there. Here comes Muhana, playing it up. Stevenson was wide open. Now the defenders have caught up. Stevenson back to the middle. Shot taken, and that's missed. Muhana was looking for a brace. She's had a couple opportunities for that now, but couldn't quite put that on target. As Mariah Miller will check back onto the field. Quick break for her. And it's Addie Waters coming off. So that's a midfielder on for a defender. I think Waters has been playing a little further up, but that shows Grove City's not playing all defensive. They'd like another goal to wrap things up. They've got 13 minutes to try to do that. Good win there by Ryan White. She's got 3 goals and 2 assists this season, but her only points against PAC opponents are a goal against Teal and an assist against Hiram. She'd love an equalizer here in the championship game. Percelli dropping back, clearing it up. Cleared out along the sideline. Grove City's going to play this back, and I think this is a good instance of 30 or 40 seconds you can chew off the clock here if you're the Wolverines.
Yeah, it stuck out to me because usually when we're pitch side, you hear the coaches, they always just want you to throw it forward late in the game with a 1-goal lead. But that time, there was a lot of space to throw it back and control the ball.
Top of the box. Run coming in there from White as the cross got played in by Muhana. Muhana back with it. Beats one defender, beats a second, maybe a third, but lost the ball. Wolverines retain possession.
Waynesburg's out of gas.
Here's White. Again, lost it just a little bit. Shots are now 23-14 in favor of Grove City. And Jules Moorbacher is going to come back onto the field here for Waynesburg. So a really quick break for her. Ryan White, the midfielder, is off. So it's a forward on for a midfielder. You're kind of adding some attack, and she's playing a little deeper as well, it looks like.
Still seem to have that 4-1-4-1 type setup.
Diving save there made by Greenleaf. That's going to draw a corner. The 5th of the match for the Wolverines. They can take their time on this one as well with 10.5 minutes to play. Tori Stevenson will take it. This is just their second corner of the second half.
Still, look at in the far end of the box. They're going to run towards the corner.
Now they play this one short.
Fooled me. Now they go back post.
Crossed in, off the crossbar. Save was made, batted off the bar. That got swung in from Hannah Costa, who nearly stole a goal.
Off the keeper, off the attacking player for Grove City, off the post and down. That was a good set play.
That's the second time that crossbar to the right has saved a goal in this game. Now one for each team.
Yeah, you know Waynesburg is going to go back and look at our broadcast and want to get a second look at that shot. Could be analyzing it.
Now Waynesburg, adamant to our left. Trying not to give this one up, but Aubrey Shaw defensively all over things for Grove City. That was a great run by Miracle Hershey, who has played almost this entire second half, although not starting this game.
That was a handball not called.
The bench and the fans agreed with you there. Tough angle down in the corner, though. Waynesburg keeps the ball either way. Just a throw, not a free kick. Lauren tosses it into the box. No one going to be able to get on the other end, though, for the Yellow Jackets. There are less than 9 minutes left here. Grove City trying to see this one out and three-peat here in the PAC. Oh, what a ball in the middle. On the other end. Wide right. Tori Stevenson can't believe she didn't score there.
Oh, that was terrific offense. What a great through ball. And Stevenson in stride just could not slot that one home inside that right post. Waynesburg was fortunate right there to not be down 2. So still a faint hope with 8:15 remaining.
And the benches and the fans are the loudest we've heard them all night because Grove City likes to see that offense. Waynesburg likes to see that they're still in this thing. Encouragement from both sides with 8 minutes left in the Women's Soccer Championship. Here's Tischler. In the box, broken up, trying not to give up a corner kick. Good job by Waverly Lorne again. Time's going to stop here. And we've got blood on a player. It's Tori Stevenson coming off. Clock stops with 7 minutes and 40 seconds left. Free substitution here. Hannah Plunkard.
On her left knee.
First we've seen Hannah Plunkard, the junior from Slippery Rock. She'll check into the game for a few seconds while they get Stevenson's knee taken care of. As that almost fell behind Greenleaf and into the net, but it stayed just out. That's another cross, the third or fourth of this game that could have been a goal for Grove City.
Greenleaf listed at 5'7". With the full extension, she might be 5'8" tomorrow if she gets measured. She keeps having to go higher and higher to knock some of these shots away.
Let's go. 7 minutes left in the PAC women's soccer title game. 1-0 lead for Grove City over Waynesburg. Cross again on top of the net. Two very different stories for these programs. Grove City trying to keep the dynasty going with a third straight crown. Waynesburg playing in their first championship games in 14 years and trying to get their first win in the title match in 27 seasons. Got to go back to 1998.
Wolverines keep attacking, Nick. They do not look winded or tired at all. What a race this is.
Same goes for Miracle Hershey. Down the left sideline, she's going to beat the defender for a moment. That's Tischler for Grove City. But the cross, just nothing can be done with it for Waynesburg.
Ooh.
Back heel pass into the middle of the field. Good stuff there from Muhana. Here's Keller, all the way up here for Grove City with 6 minutes left now. Waynesburg trying to get the turn. That's Moorbacher, who's dropped back to a midfielding position. Cleared out quickly by Grove City. That's going to bring numbers forward for Waynesburg. Again, just nothing at the end of it there for Waynesburg. It goes out for a goal kick. Time's going to stop here as Grove City was potentially going to take their time to get that ball.
Well, the ball person below us, one went over the fence or over the hill down, so he didn't have a spare.
Oh, man.
Hit the back of a car. We're parked in the municipal building behind us. It's reminiscent of going out on Forbes Avenue when we're over Carnegie
That's
Mellon.
right. Playing in almost downtown Grove City here. Had a very disruptive warm-up during the men's game. The Grove City Veterans Day Parade was going on right behind us, and I'm talking marching bands, fire trucks, you name it. We had a horse cavalry ride through at one point. Things are a little quieter, at least behind us tonight. The fans have been making noise, trying to stay warm during this women's match. 4.5 minutes to play and settle things here in Mercer County. Good ball forward, coming from Horst. Waynesburg trying to get there. Stevenson
Ooh.
with a big collision. She had just come back into the game getting that knee wrapped up for blood and got laid out there, slow to get up.
The physicality.
Yeah, and then a Waynesburg player right down below us. That's Waverly Lorne. Both of those players have been taking a beating tonight. Tensions building, physicality mounting as well.
Moorbacher having a conversation with the official.
And you could hear Coach DiAugustino try to pull her away from that. He knows she's on a yellow. And the words from him were, you've got 3 minutes, we've got one chance at this. I think that's got to be the resounding strategy and the mindset here for the Yellow Jackets. The clock stops here for the free kick for Grove City with 3:32 on the clock. The Wolverines can seal the deal with a goal here. Greenleaf out to get it. Rolls it forward. Gilchrist. Broken up.
But
More physicality. There's White.
Nick, even late in the game, there were 3 Wolverines players in a full sprint to get back.
The effort from Grove City today, and you can say this on the men's and women's sides, has been relentless.
I mean, not only is that the conditioning, but it's also the championship pedigree of knowing what it takes to win. And it takes you're sprinting down in the 87th minute, trying to track down a counterattack from behind.
Many of the women on this Grove City roster have done nothing but win conference titles in their collegiate career. For some, if this result holds, it'll be their first. Others, their second. And for a few, it'll be their third. For head coach Melissa Lammy, it'll be number 10. But they've got 2.5 minutes for Waynesburg to have something to say about that. This is going to go out for a corner. That's a late giveaway.
And they're getting lots of white kits over here, so probably going to see another short corner.
Keep it by the flag here to try to chew up the clock.
That's what they're doing.
And they're just going to sit by the flag. Waynesburg trying to, well, they're not really bringing that many numbers here. Grove City and Horst and Muhana are saying we can be here all day if you want. That took 30 seconds off of the game. They'll do it again on the throw. Throw-in was taken at 1:57. There's 1:47, so 10 more seconds. Goal kick here for the Yellow Jackets. 100 seconds to try to keep this team alive. Interception here from the Wolverines. Stevenson played up. Muhana and a foul. Challenge came in from Waynesburg, and the clock will roll with 1:15. Grove City trying to see this out. Waynesburg might not touch this ball again at this rate. Will there be an exclamation mark for the Wolverines with a minute left? Free kick taken by Stevenson. That goes high. 50 seconds for Waynesburg. A team that has not been in the title game in 14 years. A historic season for the program. They'd like to see it continue. You might have heard George DiAugustino there from the Waynesburg sideline. He said everyone is moving forward.
They need to get the possession.
Exactly, yeah. And the keeper staying all the way back as well. 20 seconds. Grove City moving it forward. Final 10 seconds. Waynesburg's not going to have that opportunity. There's number 10, Tori Stevenson. Number 10, a big number for Grove City. Head coach Melissa Lammy, make room on the mantle. A 10th PAC Women's Soccer Championship is coming home for Grove City. A 1-0 final score. Grove City has done it again. They've gone back to back to back.
Nick, you're a little young to remember the wide world of sports, but you get the thrill of victory on one side and the agony of defeat
That's exactly right.
on the other. In front of us, I can't tell who it is, someone very distraught for Waynesburg. But congratulations to the women's team for Grove City College, picking up the 2025 Women's Soccer Championship. It was one play, Nick.
One play.
It was just
In the
difference.
14th minute of the game.
It was a great turn and a right foot into the upper corner by Lauren Muhana, the freshman from Moon High School. Her 6th of the season. Assist went to Kiara White. And otherwise, it was a clean sheet for Maddie Mills. Shots on goal, Waynesburg 10. Grove City College 11. Shots taken 28-15 advantage for Grove City. Saves 10 apiece. So congratulations to Grove City College as they will await where they'll be placed in the women's D3 bracket on Monday.
It's a field of 64 teams in both the men's and women's tournaments. And the way it works is there are 16 host schools. The top 16 teams, more or less.
If you put in a bid.
If you put in a bid, there's a lot to it. And they host a group of 4 in what they call pods.
Right.
So you host could be a Friday, Saturday, could be a Friday, Sunday, could be a Saturday, Sunday, depending on the school schedule. The first and second rounds, the round of 64 and the round of 32. And then the same goes for the next round, the next weekend, where you have the round of 16 and the quarterfinals. And then after that, you've got one weekend, 4 schools at a neutral venue. As both Grove City and Waynesburg will huddle up for the post-game prayer, as is so often seen in the President's Athletic Conference. You know, Waynesburg is going to be, they're going to feel it, right? You mentioned the agony of defeat,
yes.
but when you look at this program, when you look at where this program has been in the last 27 years since winning that one and only PAC title game, you really got to give a tip of the cap to George DiAugustino and the athletic administration at Waynesburg, because this was an unbelievable season for this Waynesburg women's soccer program.
Sure, they're disappointed with the loss, but the progress and the ascension is obvious, and you have to recognize it. They're on the right path. Coach DiAugustino and his staff, Kayla Jenkins, Emily Redmond, Tegan Turnsick, and Maddie Hill. So they will continue to scour for talent and continue to upgrade the program.
There you see on the far side the Grove City women's soccer team going over to say a quick thanks to the fans. Waynesburg being celebrated right now, announced over the PA system here at Grove City. Recognized as the 2025 runners-up, and again, just an incredible season. It'll come to a conclusion with a record of 15-3-2. They went 8-1-2 in the conference. And now the trophy presentation for the Grove City College Wolverines for the 3rd consecutive year. Kristen Consueger, who we talked to at halftime, is going to be the one to hand out the trophy alongside the conference office. Both Joe Onderco and the conference's SID, Brian Rose, out on the field. And the celebration will begin here at Grove City. It began actually a little bit earlier today for the men's team. And the women cap it off. You get the rare soccer sweep, the same school taking both crowns.
Maybe a little celebration tonight, right? Get some little food, have some fun. Men's and women's team are champions for the PAC in 2025.
Just an outstanding athletic program here in an athletic department that AD Todd Gibson and the crew have put together year after year at Grove City College. And they'll get the banner, the T-shirts, the hats, and the trophy. How about Melissa Lammy? Mentioned it before. I'll mention it one more time. A 10th program championship, and she's been here for every single one of them. If it's her 33rd season or 10th championship, that's 1 out of every 3 seasons, more or less, that she's taken home a crown.
It's a really incredible total and what is a phenomenal run when you're talking 33 years in a position anywhere.
Right. So that will just about do it here on the PAC Sports Network. Final score is Grove City 1, Waynesburg 0. Final score of the men's game earlier today was Grove City 1, Franciscan 0. Upcoming events on the PAC Sports Network. A week from tonight, we'll have the volleyball championships. Location to be decided. Hiram's the number 1 seed as of now, but we'll wait to see. And then, Kevin, can you believe it? On December 3rd, we're going to be up in Meadville, Pennsylvania. Basketball season is back, and the PAC basketball game of the week will return. We'll have Allegheny and Westminster there that evening. So for tonight, for Kevin Zilmansky, I am Nick Schmeg saying thanks so much, as always, for another season and another great night here on the PAC Sports Network.